And what is up, guys? Technicals here. I do cryptocurrency mining here at home. I mine on GPUs, CPUs, and ASIC miners. And now with the price of Bitcoin pretty close to 100 bands, I keep thinking that it might be time to start selling some of these things, or at least getting ready to sell some of these things. And I know other people are thinking about it too. If you're unfamiliar, I did cryptocurrency mining about 5-6 years ago. I had a small medium-ish sized farm. And I got out of cryptocurrency mining in probably like the early mid part of 2019. I sold all the equipment into Bitcoin, and that ended up making more than the actual farm was worth. So there's obviously some strength to it. It's a cycle that a lot of people do during these cycles. They mine on their equipment, and then when the prices go up, they sell the equipment, and then they use the finances from that to buy the next generation of equipment, so they're not falling behind. And with many people saying that altcoin season follows Bitcoin, then it seems to me that maybe now is the time to start at least thinking about that kind of stuff, because I am of the opinion that during these cryptocurrency cycles, new people come in, get burned, and leave and never come back. And there's just progressively less and less people to pull from, less and less noobs that are going to get into it, that are going to buy that ant miner for, you know, some ungodly figure, less and less rubes that are, you know, willing to pay that kind of thing. So I want to make sure that I sell it, you know, not trying to wait for the absolute peak. And so I'm trying to kind of look at these different things. I'm going to take a look here on eBay at some of the recently sold miners for the different miners that I have, and kind of gauge as to whether or not we might be approaching that point. All right, so my farm consists of, let's just start with the main breadwinner, the Bitmain Antminer S21. I got it almost a year ago. I've been doing YouTube again for almost a year now. Oddly enough, last time I did crypto mining YouTube, I lasted about a year. This is the should be Bitmain Antminer S21's 200 terahash model, not the pros, and I'm looking for used to see kind of what they recently sold for. All right, so I got my S21 from T-Swift. Link in the description below over to his Telegram. He has by far and away the cheapest prices on ASICs ever, but you do have to buy him through a Telegram channel. I know some people are kind of funny about that, but he's got a pretty good reputation throughout the community. He's had the lowest price every time I've asked him. But I bought my S21 200 terahash for just a shade under $5,100. Now, that was the spot price back then, back in about a year ago. So I'm checking to see if I can get the same price for it. All right, so this one's pretty close to exactly what I have, because I do have Brains OS on my S21. In my experience, I'm not sure if there are other people out there running Brains on their S21, but I've not been able to get sort of the same, tune the same amount of efficiency out of the S21 as I have my S19J Pros. Like, I can really tune those up or tune them down and get better efficiency, or tune them up and get more hash rate. The S21 kind of stays within a pretty tight range, so maybe I'm doing something wrong, or there's a better version of Brains out there. I don't know, but I do have Brains on mine. I do have the 200 terahash model. Mine is used, and mine is in the USA. And so this guy just sold his as of yesterday for $4,000. Let's bring up our little calculator here. eBay takes pretty much 15%, so 4K times 0.15, $600. Ouch. Plus the cost to ship the thing. I imagine it's going to cost 50, 60 bucks maybe. Ant miners are heavy, they're like 40 pounds. Box isn't that big, but like, you know, so you're probably looking at maybe ripping $3,000 off of that. So, you know, was I able to mine 1,500 bucks worth of Bitcoin? Yeah, certainly. But, you know, in terms of the power cost, let's do the math. Actually, screw that. There's no real clean way for me to figure that out. I have no idea how to figure it out. Is there a historical sort of thing that tracks, oh man, I guess that would be a bear to try to figure that out, you know, based on my power rate, because, you know, my power, you know, combination's all in. I guess if there was like a mine the ASIC thing, then I'd have to go like day by day and then figure it out and then take it from there. I don't know. If there's a good resource, someone comment below, I'll pin it, because I think that'd be probably a good tool to reference ongoing. But overall, right now, the way I was going to figure it up is to take every payout that I've gotten in Bitcoin and just cut it in half, because I've got these two S19J Pros that run it basically half of what the S21 does. So, you know, just 50% of my Bitcoin proceeds, less, you know, 50% of the power cost. But, you know, what was that? Because the other things in the farm run off of that as well. Yeah, not doing great so far in this video, huh? But looking through these, it looks like we had one here from Germany. Someone paid $160 to ship it, but they paid $4,400 for about $4,500 for it. $200 in shipping. Someone paid $200 in shipping, so they paid $3,400 for this thing. Yeah, again, pre-owned, 3,200. So it's looking like, prices are kind of creeping up based on these a whole of 2 sales on eBay. And maybe that's telling that there aren't a lot of sales going on. Maybe people are hanging on. People are just, enjoying their profits right now. But I can't imagine with an S21 that you're really thinking of it like that. Okay, more than a couple bucks, about $5.20 a day. That's pretty good. And I know that a lot of people, well, at least I don't know about a lot of people, but over the years would take they would take like how much the miner at that current moment was profiting per day, and then just multiply it by 365, and that's how they were deriving their price. So if I was to do that times 365, that's not 5,000. But again, a lot of other miners, it's like, the payoff time is like, 1 to 2 years, and you could advertise it in a way like, oh, but the price of Bitcoin is going to be XYZ. And, that means that you'll have all these proceeds. If I was to calculate it that way and, say like mine will pay itself off in 20 months, then it'd be like a touch over $3,000. So it seems kind of sort of somewhat in line, but it seems like prices are going up. All right, taking a look here at the S19J Pros, I paid, I think, $800 a piece for them like a year ago. And their prices are coming back up because I've had these mine listed on Facebook Marketplace for a long time, both of them together for $700-800, and there's been 0 bites whatsoever. And so it looks like, this one with 5 bids at $524 plus $99 in shipping, so $600 per S19J Pro. That says the 120 terahash model, so that one is a little bit better, but mine are on brains and can be tuned up or down. Yeah, someone paid $535 for this one, so I think I'm definitely in the range of where I would, I'd probably go ahead and dust these off, probably after Thanksgiving, dusting these off, listing them, and just saying sayonara to the S19J Pros, because after this cycle, and until the next cycle, what are you going to get? Maybe the same price. But if Bitcoin's price does go down, then, it's not going to be really all that profitable. TJ Pro, mine does, I think mine are technically the 96 terahash model, but I'd tune them up. It says payback never, profit at 8 cents per kilowatt hours, 36 cents a day. So I'm a little less than that. So I am in the profit on those, but just barely. And that's with Bitcoin's price being through the roof. And even with eBay's insane fees, it's like, sell it now or never sell it. I could certainly wait for Bitcoin to go through the roof, and who knows around when, tax time comes into play at the very, very end of the year or the beginning of next year. I'm not sure how that'll affect prices. I'm not that smart, but for me, the peace of mind knowing that I got probably as much as I'm going to get may be worth it. Let me know what you think. And on my K7 here, let's see. Okay, so we had one that sold on, well, that's way far back. The most recent one that says it sold is back on February 13th. K7 very profitable right now, 625 per day. I was actually thinking of, because since I feel like I've mined a decent bag of Nervous, I was thinking of actually pointing my K7 to NiceHash and just getting Bitcoin for it. But just too lazy to really do anything with mining recently. I have the 64 terahash model, so I'm making close to $7 per day. And if Nervous goes back to where it was, which I think it was Nervous ATH, I mean, it's kind of somewhat there. So about 3.5 cents, something like that. 4 cents for a Nervous, and right now it's 14 cents. So, based on my bag, if we could get back to that all-time high, that certainly pays for the device. But I am curious why there are none over here on eBay. I removed the recently sold filter to see like what active listings there are. Looks like someone's got a 64 terahash model on here for about 4,000. Going down a little bit, 64. That's a hosting machine. 4,000, 4,500 for pre-owned. 4,700. So my Nervous miner is actually pretty close to what I paid for it as well. So, that's a toughie. Right now, economy's optimistic, things are going up. I've noticed the sales increase, kind of in the other areas that I operate in. People maybe getting a little looser with money, rates coming down. So perhaps now is the time. Now, if Nervous goes, absolutely 8 bananas during altcoin season, I could probably fetch much more because there is no, I don't think there's any equivalent sort of CKB miner. And right now, the K7 is basically the only thing. Yeah, so that's kind of an interesting sort of thing, because the K7 is the only one around. Unless Bitmain drops a K9 or something like that soon, which, I mean, they might, then I'd be in real trouble. But yeah, it's tough, you know, because if altcoin season comes, then, you know, potentially that miner could be worth twice as much. Who knows? Right now, a K7, if you bought it at its current price of $2,500, the payback time's 15 months, so just a shade over a year. That's pretty good, you know, especially for an altcoin ASIC, I think. So again, I'm going to keep my eyes very close on the K7. If I see CKB go through the roof, then yeah, maybe it's time to go ahead and dust her off. I'm entirely sure I want to resell my X5 now. If Monero's price goes through the roof, which I don't really see that happening. Monero's only ever being delisted from exchanges. But unless some giant drug cartel comes in and buys up a bunch of Monero, then maybe its price goes through the roof. But I don't really see myself selling it. I'm still mining solo on my X5. And I'm fine with that. It doesn't chew, you know, overall that much power. And honestly, I'm not sure if it's really worth looking at GPUs and CPUs, because there's nothing, you know, like ultra profitable to mine with those. You know, maybe if a CPU coin comes out, then I dump a 7950Xs and, you know, those rigs. But, you know, they're kind of flexible. I kind of like having the idea of, having some for whatever projects pop up. If like Salad starts popping off again, you know, maybe sell the GPUs out of the rig and then, you know, kind of go into the 50 series moving forward, or, you know, maybe sell all my 4070s to just finance like 15090 and just mine on that and just keep it as like, you know, one really good Salad rig or one really good AI rig or whatever, just to kind of future proof and move into the next cycle. That way, if new projects come out, I know that I'm shooting it with the biggest gun that I can possibly get. And checking in on the Ice River Alzero, let's see, you know, because I just imagine that all these low end home based, you know, Ice River miners are just not going to sell for anything. But you know, someone in Germany bought one for $400, basically. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there, if that's just like a bait post or something like that. Someone's selling a lot of 5 of these, and it's got 2 bids on it for $1,000. So, you know, $200 per. You know, there's definitely, it seems to be interest there. I don't know that I'm going to sell mine. I'd rather just, you know, continue to mine on it with my cheap power. I got the Alzero for free anyway, so it's, you know, all well, sort of gravy to me. KSO Ultra goes, I just assume these are basically worthless at this point, but people got them listed at $200 something with one bid. I mean, that's, yeah, I mean, it doesn't make a lot of cash, and I'm not sure, is it really even worth mining on it? You can get some out of there, but like cash would have to go to $1, and at that point with the emission schedule, you're making like, yeah, maybe it's just worth it just to eat the, I mean, it's like, is it even worth the time to pack it up and ship it to make $50? I don't know. I mean, to a lot of people, yeah, but to me, it's like, you know, it fills out the farm and makes for a better camera shot. So maybe it's just hang on to it. And if you are interested in buying a shroud for your Ice River device like this is my listing right here. Buy your shrouds from me. That's really what's going on in my cabeza right now. I'd love to know what you're thinking in the comments below, genuinely, not just for the engagement bait, because it doesn't matter, because the algo seems to just destroy any crypto mining channel. It's unbelievable. It's kind of, my eyes are open to it now. Now that I'm doing another niche in YouTube, it's very apparent to me that YouTube doesn't like crypto mining based stuff or crypto stuff in general, because I hawk everybody else's channel, because that's how I measure my self-worth, how my channel is doing versus everybody else's channel in this space. And with the price of Bitcoin being so high, mining profits coming, you know, on the come up, everyone sans Matt Rabid mining, the views are just, you know, commensurate to their channel size, are just absolute garbage. I cannot believe it. Now, I haven't put out a lot of videos, so I don't know why I'm not getting views, but other people who are like, you know, the diehards are really out there doing work and putting out content. It's just that there's no views here. It's just unbelievable to me. It's got to be the algorithm. Doesn't make sense to me that so many people are looking for other platforms to promote on, but yeah, really tough stuff. So again, genuinely would like to know what you guys are thinking, because you're in the space as well. Crypto profits going up, crypto prices going up, etc. Are you thinking about selling your miners? Is now the time? I know I've been talking about this a little bit here and there, but you know, I think, you know, that time is rapidly approaching, and I'd love to genuinely know what you're doing in the comments below. Be sure to like the video, because it's a nice thing to do, and subscribe for more content like this. I'm TheTechnicals. See you next time.